I'm David Toman, author of Nootropics Expert and this YouTube channel. In this video, you'll discover the nootropic benefits of L-Glutamine. Now, this is an update to a video I made on L-Glutamine several years ago. You will learn why we use L-Glutamine as a nootropic supplement. You'll learn what it is, the recommended dosage for L-Glutamine and how often to use it, the potential side effects of L-Glutamine, who should avoid using it as a nootropic supplement, and the best type of L-Glutamine to buy. Now, why should you spend some time watching my video on L-Glutamine? Well, because most of the videos on L-Glutamine are about its benefits when used in athletics and sports. But here, you're going to learn about L-Glutamine and how it works in your brain, and how adding this supplement to your nootropic stack may benefit your brain health optimization goals. Sound good? Now, before we get started, if you find this video useful, please subscribe to this channel and hit the share button so that others can learn about L-Glutamine and how it may help them and their brain health goals. So stay with me for a few minutes and I'll tell you more about L-Glutamine. Let's get started. L-Glutamine is a conditionally essential amino acid and main precursor for the production of neurotransmitters glutamate and GABA in your brain. Glutamine is the most abundant amino acid in your body and is involved in many of your bodily functions, including much of the activity in your brain. But L-glutamate is the most abundant amino acid in your brain, and the balance of these two is critical for optimal brain function. The function of the glutamine-glutamate cycle is involved in protein synthesis, precursors for muscle growth, regulation of the acid-base balance in your kidneys, provides oxidative fuel for your intestines and immune system cells, provide nitrogen transport between organs, acts as a precursor to the neurotransmitter synthesis, nucleotide and nucleic acid synthesis for glutathione production, and glucose metabolism. L-glutamine supplementation is mostly talked about in athletic and bodybuilding circles for its effect on human growth hormone and muscle recovery after a workout, but L-glutamine is largely ignored by the nootropics community. L-glutamine is so critically important to the optimized brain that by watching this video for a few minutes, you'll understand why it may be an important addition to your nootropic stack. So let's review for a minute. L-glutamine is an essential amino acid and precursor for the production of glutamate. Glutamate is the most abundant neurotransmitter in your brain. As an excitatory neurotransmitter, glutamate is released from presynaptic cells and then binds to postsynaptic cells, inducing activation. Too much glutamate in neurons become overactive, causing a toxic environment that is harmful to neurons and to cognition. To keep this process in check, glutamate is also a precursor to the inhibitory neurotransmitter GABA. GABA works by preventing neural signaling in overexcited neurons caused by glutamate that could result in anxiety and depression. The balance of glutamine and glutamate has been identified in an array of brain problems such as mental illness, tumors, and neurodegeneration, as well as in a normal brain function. The precursor relationship between glutamine and glutamate/GABA is often referred to in scientific and research circles as the glutamine-glutamate-GABA cycle. Glutamine is naturally synthesized from glutamate and ammonia in brain cells called astrocytes in a reaction catalyzed by glutamine synthetase. Newly synthesized glutamine is transferred to neurons and hydrolyzed by phosphate-activated glutaminase to then produce glutamate, a portion of which may be decarboxylated to GABA or transaminated to aspartate. Glutamate, the excitatory neurotransmitter, and GABA, the calming neurotransmitter, rely on this cycle to maintain homeostasis within your brain. Glutamine also modulates the synthesis of nitric oxide by controlling the supply of its precursor, arginine. When this cycle gets out of whack, things start to break down. The results can be particularly nasty and results in conditions like epilepsy, which affects behavior, mood, speech, sleep, and the way you move. L-glutamine becomes a conditionally essential amino acid when your body can't produce enough on its own. And you need to replenish L-glutamine levels either through supplementation or food. L-glutamine can be found in foods such as beef, pork, fish, eggs, milk and dairy products, wheat, cabbage, beets, beans, spinach, and parsley. L-glutamine helps brain health and function in several ways, but two in particular stand out. First, L-glutamine is critical for an optimized brain. L-glutamine is a precursor to the neurotransmitter glutamate in your brain. The balance of glutamine and glutamate is critical for the optimized and healthy brain. The normal cycling of glutamine and glutamate takes a huge amount of energy in the brain. Research has estimated that the glutamine-glutamate GABA cycle accounts for more than 80% of cerebral glucose consumption. So when you're using nootropics like resveratrol or PQQ to boost mental energy, much of that energy is going towards maintaining this glutamine-glutamate GABA cycle. A disruption of this cycle results in all kinds of problems, including Reye's syndrome, epilepsy, bipolar disorder, schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, and alcohol addiction. One Korean study measured glutamate and glutamine concentrations in the prefrontal cortex of mice infused with an astrocyte toxin, and they used other inhibitors to disrupt the glutamine-glutamate cycle. Glutamate and glutamine levels decreased on the 5th day in the mice. The animals experienced immobility and a decreased preference for sucrose or sugar, a sure indication in mice of depression. Direct infusion of L-glutamine completely reversed all of the impairments that were originally induced in the animals. And the researchers concluded that neuronal deficiency of L-glutamine causes depression. And the second way it works in your brain, L-glutamine also helps prevent brain aging. Researchers have long been on the hunt to determine what causes the human brain to age. Recently, mitochondrial dysfunction has been implicated in the loss of brain function in neurodegenerative diseases and aging, leading to an abnormal increase in the excitatory neurotransmitter glutamate. A study at the New York University School of Medicine used 28 patients with mild traumatic brain injury and 22 matched controls. Gray and white matter in their brains was measured using MRIs. The study found that 1 year after traumatic brain injury, there was significant global brain atrophy, much larger than in the normal subjects. The team noted the amount of brain damage from just one concussion, and that this type of injury was not exclusive to a severe blow to the head. Even mild injury could cause brain damage. Now, most of the damage was associated with a disrupted glutamine-glutamate cycle and an abnormal increase in glutamate levels. Low levels of L-glutamine are associated with a variety of health problems. Cellular energy drops and immune system weakens. Short and long-term memory declines. Anxiety, insomnia, and a lack of concentration. Muscle spasms, hypertension, convulsion, Tourette's syndrome, and epilepsy can go up. Ammonia levels rise in brain cells. Poor digestion, bloating, flatulence, and constipation. When your neurotransmitters, including L-glutamine and glutamate, are in balance, you feel motivated, productive, and energetic. And you feel calm and relaxed during downtime. But when glutamine levels are low, you feel filled with dread, and you're constantly worried. You have racing thoughts, and you're frequently late and disorganized. Many people in this L-glutamine slump resort to high carbohydrate foods and drugs or alcohol to relax. The amino acid L-glutamine is a precursor to glutamate production in your body and brain. Glutamate gets converted into GABA. Glutamate is your body's most abundant excitatory neurotransmitter. which is responsible for attention span, brain energy, learning ability, and memory, and staying awake. An enzyme called glutamate decarboxylase converts glutamate to GABA. It does it with the help of the active form of vitamin B6 called P5P. The amino acid taurine helps increase the communication and productivity of this enzyme, and zinc helps the release of GABA from its receptors. When this glutamate-GABA cycle works efficiently, you feel relaxed with no stress or feelings of anxiety. Detoxification of your liver results in a more restful night's sleep. Focus, concentration, memory, and mood all improve. During times of chronic long-term stress caused by physical exertion or illness, glutamine levels in your body can drop by 50% or more. Supplementing with L-glutamine can improve your quality of life, increase energy levels, reduce muscle aches, improve digestion and gut health, improve quality of sleep, and reduce pain and fatigue. When you balance glutamine levels in your brain, you feel relaxed and calm. Cravings for sugar and alcohol will decline. L-glutamine will help in recovery from workouts and improve performance, and you may find it easier to lose weight. Many neurohackers use L-glutamine to help heal a leaky gut syndrome and reduce the symptoms of Crohn's and celiac disease. As a nootropic, L-glutamine can help improve alertness, concentration, focus, memory, and mood. L-glutamine was identified as a neurotransmitter several decades ago. And there's been a lot of research on L-glutamine published since, but most of it is focused on strength training and maintaining muscle mass in athletes, and for people healing from surgery or recovering from illness. But L-glutamine can be a powerful nootropic as well. Now here's a couple of studies looking at L-glutamine for brain health. Bodybuilders and athletes use supplementary L-glutamine to help repair and build muscles. And there are several studies supporting the notion that L-glutamine increases human growth hormone. In one study, researchers worked with 9 healthy subjects and gave them 2 grams of L-glutamine in a cola drink. Blood samples were taken before drinking the cola spiked drink, and then again at 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and 90 minutes. The researchers found that both blood L-glutamine and human growth hormone levels were significantly higher than before taking L-glutamine. The team concluded that a surprisingly small oral L-glutamine load was capable of elevating growth hormone. Human growth hormone and brain-derived nootropic factor, or BDNF, are intricately linked. BDNF is involved in long-term potentiation and the encoding of long-term memories. Lack of concentration and poor memory can be improved by supplementing with L-glutamine with niacin. Some of the glutamine in your blood is transformed into glutamic acid in your brain. Glutamic acid functions first as fuel, but it also gets rid of excess ammonia by binding to the cellular toxin and converting it into glutamine. A study in the Netherlands conducted a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial with 42 healthy men and women aged 40 to 76 years. The subjects received a 5-gram stack containing glycine, L-glutamine, and niacin twice daily for 3 weeks. The L-glutamine stack increased human growth hormone a whopping 70% compared to placebo. And surprisingly, it wasn't the growth hormone that improved memory and vigor. It was insulin-like growth factor 1 that improved memory and vigor, attributed to the L-glutamine stack the subjects took for 3 weeks. Most people don't get enough L-glutamine from food alone. And adding L-glutamine to your nootropic stack can boost your immune system, improve your ability to fight infection and diseases, and boost cognition. The recommended daily dosage of L-glutamine is 2 to 5 grams per day. Serious power athletes often dose up to 10 grams of L-glutamine per day. L-glutamine is considered very safe when taken in normal recommended doses. Rarely do people report side effects like nausea, vomiting, flatulence, abdominal pain, constipation, dry mouth, hemorrhoids, dizziness, depression, skin rashes, insomnia, and increased sweating? Remember, the balance between L-glutamine and glutamate in the glutamine-glutamate GABA cycle is critical for optimal health. Some recent research has shown that L-glutamine can stimulate tumor growth. So if you are dealing with any form of cancer, you should not use L-glutamine. If you are dealing with cirrhosis of the liver, you should avoid L-glutamine. If you have severe liver disease that includes difficulty thinking or confusion, don't use L-glutamine. If you are allergic or sensitive to monosodium glutamate, or MSG, you may be sensitive to L-glutamine because your body converts it to glutamate. And if you have a severe mental disorder, including mania, or frequently have seizures, you may want to avoid L-glutamine. L-glutamine as a supplement is available in tablets, capsules, and powder. The most commonly available form of L-glutamine as a nootropic supplement is called free-form glutamine. Trans-alanine or anyl L-glutamine is an amino acid attached to another amino acid which aids in digestion of this supplement. If you are using it to boost athletic performance and speed recovery, both forms of L-glutamine are best taken right before or after a workout. Using it with small meals before or after your workout session can help support your metabolism and weight loss goals and will assist in muscle building, recovery, and maintenance. If you're looking for a good brand of L-glutamine to buy, I recommend Life Extension L-glutamine. I'll provide a link to this supplement down in the notes section of this video. Again, the recommended nootropic dosage of L-glutamine is 2 to 5 grams per day. So that's my report on L-glutamine. If you want to see links to the studies I talked about, go to my website, Nootropics Expert, and search for L-glutamine. Or click on the link below in the notes section of this video. Just click the More button right below this video, and that will open the notes section. So once you're at my website, Nootropics Expert, you'll find a full transcript for this video. And you'll find dozens of articles on all the well-known nootropics over on Nootropics Expert. If you haven't already, download your free copy of Secrets of the Optimized Brain. It's nearly 100 pages and contains the details on 92 of the most popular nootropics used today. And my 4-time award-winning book, the second edition of Head First, The Complete Guide to Healing and Optimizing Your Brain with Nootropic Supplements, is available. Head First, the second edition, is 962 pages and is available in hardcover, paperback, or for iPad or Kindle. You can get your copy at any major bookseller, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Apple Books, Walmart, and others. You'll find a link to these stores down below in the notes section of this video. And did I mention that Head First won 4 awards so far? You really need to get a copy if you haven't already. Head First is available worldwide. And if you could use some personal help with choosing the right nootropics or figuring out how to deal with your own brain health issues, consider booking a personal consultation with me. You'll find a link to my calendar below in the notes section of this video. And if you want to see more videos on all the best nootropics used today, subscribe to this channel before you leave. I'll be putting up new videos on nootropics and optimizing your brain every week. I'm David Toman, author of Nootropics Expert.